Before you start adding plugins to every track in your mix, you should consider mix bus processing. Mix bus processing affects the mix as a whole. Making subtle tweaks across the whole mix before you start micromixing can help you to make a lot of progress very early on in the mixing stage. It is very rewarding and it can help to guide your mixing decisions. Hey everyone, Joe here. I'm going to dive straight into the mix on this one. I've got a mix up on the screen now. All I've done on this is set things up and do the initial static mix, just balancing the levels and a bit of panning. And there's no right and wrong to this, but there are three types of plugins that I like to put on the mix bus generally for most mixes, so they'll be worth considering for you. So if you're not familiar with the mix bus, we've got an auxiliary bus here. Whatever DAW you're using, you'll be able to do this. And the input on that is mix bus, and then I've got all the instrument buses and the individual tracks going into that mix bus before it hits the master fader. So anything we do on this, whether that's adding plugins, changing the level, anything like that, it's going to affect the entire mix. So we do want to keep things subtle. So first of all, I'm going to hit play, and then we're going to start off with the first plugin, a bit of tape saturation. Tape emulation plugin. So we've got the Waves Kramer master tape here. You can use any saturation plugin that you like, any that you feel work with the mix. Let's just hear the difference it makes when we apply that to the whole mix.
She waited on tables at Lilith's by the edge of the town.
So what a bit of saturation can do for your mix is add some extra harmonics to help sort of glue the mix together. This particular plugin, it kind of brightens things up a bit. You can try the different inches per second speeds, different settings, and see what works for you. I think if I switch it to the 7.5, it's a bit warmer. Yeah, so already, even though it's a very subtle change, I already like the sound of that mix right from the beginning, which really helps boost confidence. It gets us progress on the mix faster. The next plugin I want to use is an EQ. I'm just going to get the standard 7-band that comes with Pro Tools. Again, we're just sort of making subtle changes here. I'm probably going to say that word another 5 times for the rest of the video, but if you make a 1 dB boost somewhere, it's effectively like making that 1 dB boost across every single track. So we do want to keep things nice and subtle, but and mostly I'm going to be focusing on cuts rather than boosts. Straight away I'm going to put a high pass filter on to 30 Hertz, because even on the bass, I don't want that in there. Going to cut a little bit out on the low mids as well, just to reduce some of that muddiness, especially with the bass and the rhythm guitar. It's kind of sounding a little bit messy down there.
Time slips away.
Just a dB. Boxiness that you get on the guitars.
Everyone told her the city will swallow you whole.
Let's adjust the output to match.
She waited on tables at Lilith's by the edge of the town.
So yeah, mostly just tightening up that low end. And then the third plugin I want to use is a compressor. I'm going to use some light compression on the mix just to smooth things out, help glue things together by using the same compressor across the whole mix. 2:1, maybe 3:1 ratio. Normally, I'm not going for any more than 1 or 2 dB of gain reduction. Slow attack, we don't want it to be obvious.
The boats that sailed by and the places they'd be, and though the tide always returned.
Just to smooth things out across the whole mix, so we're not having to go so hard on the compression on each track. So yeah, just 3 plugins, the tape saturation, the EQ and the compressor. Again, whatever your mix needs, that's what you should use. I'm not saying you have to use these 3 plugins, but those are the ones that if you're not sure, you should consider giving those a go first. Let's have a quick listen now without any of the mix bus processing, and then with just a little A/B between the two.
Everyone told her the city will swallow you whole, but the ocean had taught her a longing she couldn't control. On the night that
So that's sounding good to me to get started with our mix. After this, I'd be going into each individual instrument and start doing some micro mixing. I really like what it's done. It's reduced that kind of boxiness and a bit of the muddy low end just slightly. It sort of glued things together and smoothed out those acoustic guitars, especially where you've got the kind of the harder strums, but in a natural way. We haven't gone too hard with the compression. And yeah, it's just good to be making that solid bit of progress quickly. Very rewarding. That mix is sounding good already, even just with the first 2 stages, just the static mix and the mix bus processing. So let me know in the comments section below what are your thoughts on mix bus processing. Do you do it? Are you thinking of doing it after watching this video? Let me know. And if you want to see more mixing tips and tutorials just like this one, then hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.